Okay, let's jump right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling something that happens literally millions of times a day, but is basically invisible to most of us. We're tracking the real-time journey of corporate data. It's this fascinating, incredibly high-stakes sprint that takes market-moving information from a closed-door boardroom and pushes it straight to your fingertips. I mean, really think about this for a second. How exactly does a highly confidential boardroom decision, like, say, a massive merger or a total surprise CEO resignation, how does that reach a retail investor's mobile phone in under a minute? Well, today we're going to map out that lightning-fast relay race. We'll break down the exact tech, the unforgiving rules, and the AI that makes this whole modern financial marvel possible. Here's our roadmap for the explainer today. First, the regulatory clock. Second, corporate compliance workflows. Third, the exchange infrastructure. Fourth, AI investor tools. And finally, rating corporate communication. Let's get into it. Starting with part one, the ticking regulatory clock and SEBI's unforgiving deadlines. So we have to start with the rule makers. In the Indian market, the entire rhythm of how firms improve the timeliness of their communication is dictated by CBI. And the ultimate rulebook setting the pace here is the CBI LODR. Established back in 2015, this unified mandate took what used to be a super fragmented web of rules and turned it into one strict, standardized framework. The goal? Protect investors by making absolutely sure everyone gets the exact same information at the exact same time. The second a company lists on the exchange, they are strapped to this LODR clock. And the sheer velocity demanded by these regulations is wild. For critical board meeting outcomes, a company has exactly 30 minutes from the moment the meeting adjourns to tell the world. For other internal operational events, they get 12 hours. External events, 24 hours. There is no "we'll get to it tomorrow" grace period here. Now, you might be wondering, what if they're 31 minutes late instead of 30? Well, missing these deadlines is not just a slap on the wrist. If you're late on a quarterly filing, that's a daily fine of 5,000 rupees. But if a company delays the disclosure of a major material event, SEBI can hit them with adjudication fines of up to 25 crore rupees. So yeah, that massive financial threat is exactly why corporate secretaries are always sweating, and it's why the next stage of our pipeline is so absolutely crucial. Which brings us to part two, inside corporate compliance workflows, the corporate relay. To survive this kind of pressure and actively improve their communication timeliness, firms have basically completely abandoned manual tracking. It's all about automated compliance workflows now. They use automated alerts, like T-3 or T-1 reminders, to prep their teams days in advance. It turns what would be a mad dash into a highly precise relay race, letting them compile the meeting outcomes, format them perfectly, blast them to the stock exchanges instantly, and then immediately update their own corporate websites. But here's the thing. To really improve the quality of this communication, modern compliance demands dual format submissions. It's no longer just scanning a printed piece of paper and tossing up a PDF. Firms actually have to provide those human-readable documents alongside structured, machine-readable XBRL data. This is a game changer because it ensures financial systems can instantly extract and analyze the raw numbers without human error. It's a massive upgrade in data quality. And honestly, the effort to maintain this high-quality pipeline doesn't end when the initial numbers drop. Under Regulation 46, once an earnings call finishes, the clock starts again. Companies have 24 hours to upload the raw audio and video and 5 days to provide a full written transcript. This is huge because it ensures everyday retail investors get the exact same context and management commentary as the massive institutional giants who are actually sitting on the call. Moving to part three, lightning-fast exchange infrastructure and the 1-second latency. Okay, so the corporate secretary has officially hit submit. The data leaves the company's private servers and hits the public exchange. To give you a real sense of the staggering speed here, let's look at actual transaction records. When Aditya Birla Sun Life AMC filed a shareholder update recently, the exchange received it at 21:23 and 18 seconds. It was blasted out to the public at 21:23 and 19 seconds. That is a processing latency of literally 1 single second. It's virtually instantaneous. But what happens if it's a huge file? You'd think that would clog up the pipes, right? Well, when Aztec Life Sciences uploaded a massive 9.15 megabyte postal ballot document, the absolute maximum delay between the exchange receiving it and public dissemination was still only 59 seconds. And why is there even a 59-second delay for big files? Because the exchanges are essentially acting as the ultimate cyber bouncers. Any minor processing delays are strictly there for automated file size validation and rigorous virus scanning. They have to make sure this lightning-fast pipeline doesn't accidentally distribute malware to the entire financial ecosystem. Next up, Part 4, AI-powered investor tools, parsing data in real time. All right, so the data is public, but how do modern investors actually consume a 100-page PDF that was dumped onto the exchange servers literally 1 second ago? The answer is AI. The old way of doing this involved waiting around for delayed broker notifications and then manually hunting through incredibly dense documents. The new way? Platforms like Foliopulse bypass retail brokers entirely. They scan the exchange servers every 60 seconds and deliver instant Telegram alerts with AI-generated one-line summaries. You literally get the core news without even opening the document. And that's just scratching the surface of the analytical toolkit available today. You've got platforms like Screener.in, where you can run custom fundamental queries across a decade of historical data. TickerTape gives you a market mood index to check crowd psychology, and Tajori Finance pulls out super niche, segment-level operational data and supply chain metrics directly from those standardized corporate filings we talked about. Retail investors are essentially sitting at home with access to Bloomberg-level analysis. But AI isn't just a shiny tool for summarizing good news. It acts as a ruthless, real-time risk manager. Advanced systems have these red flag scanners that instantly read the text of a new filing, specifically to detect critical, market-crashing events. So if a company quietly tries to bury an auditor resignation or a principal payment default in paragraph 4 of a routine filing, the AI spots it immediately and fires off a high-priority alert. Take a specific example, like MobiQuick. When they released a raw business update, models like Gemini 2.5 Flash instantly parsed the text and extracted the exact metrics. The AI immediately highlighted a massive turnaround, pulling the precise figures to show that MobiQuick's EBITDA went from a negative 79 crore in FY25 to just negative 5 crore in FY26. Investors got the full narrative and the hard numbers in seconds. Finally, Part 5, Rating Corporate Communication, the Accountability Scoreboard. Because information flows at this breakneck speed now, the public finally has the power to hold corporates accountable for the quality of the data they're pumping out. Platforms like ResearchBytes literally let the investment community rate a company's investor communication, their IC. They grade these firms on 4 strict parameters: timeliness, quality, quantity, and consistency. It creates this direct feedback loop where the market tells a company exactly how well their compliance and investor relations teams are actually doing. Now, a really crucial point to keep in mind here is that these IC ratings have absolutely nothing to do with whether a stock price is going to go up or down. They're not predicting future financial prospects. They strictly measure transparency and the sheer effort a corporate puts into reaching out to investors. It totally separates the underlying quality of a company's governance from the daily chaotic fluctuations of its stock price. So we've traced a boardroom secret all the way through the ticking regulatory clock, out into the exchange servers, and finally into an AI summary popping up on your phone. But I want to leave you with this one thought. When absolutely everyone has an AI that can read a 100-page corporate report in 2 seconds, is the real competitive edge still in how fast you get the data, or has the edge shifted entirely to how well you understand and connect that data? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring and keep questioning how our financial markets really work behind the scenes.